box, potentially ban away the Blackfeather, who tends to be a pretty strong pick into those two heroes, just due to his gap closing ability, his ability to get in, get an Atlas Pauldron down, but they're going to ban away the Rona. So, that's obviously an answer to this Sky ban that just came through from Vision.
And so grabbing themselves the Arden, they're now going to get themselves the Blackfeather because the Rona was banned away. Does remain as a flex pick, because if the Rona isn't on the other side of the fold, you then have the ability to choose, do you want to go into the lane or do you want to go into the jungle with this Blackfeather? So Vision Gaming, they're doing a really good job in this draft thus far as well. And both of these teams really are excellent drafting teams. And it looks like for Dienzio, they want to get that Ringo. Ringo is one of these picks that throughout VIS Pro this season, we have been seeing quite a bit here, Denomine.
Yeah, we absolutely have. And again, the Blackfeather is a very strong pick, specifically into the Ringo. P-Tiger is going to be on the Jungle Saw, it looks like.
Very likely a CP Jungle Saw to be coming through. This is going to be a fun composition for the side of Tribe. I mean, it could go either way. They could put the Ringo in the jungle if they really wanted to, but you have to assume that it's going to be the Crystal Jungle Saw. That just makes a lot more sense. Or, they could really go off the wall here, have it be a Saw port with a Weapon Grace or something along those lines. You never really know with Tribe in a tournament like this. They do like to kind of go a little bit off the wall. But this is definitely going to make Vision Gaming think. You see, using a good amount of their time. They really hadn't used any of their bonus time prior to this pick, but now seeing what is on the other side for Tribe, they need to try and figure out what they want to do to deal with this.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be Tiggs in the jungle on the Saw. We've seen him play it already this tournament, so definitely something that he's comfortable playing. He's got wins under his belt with that pick. And it is something that you don't see incredibly often. So as we see them digging into the bonus time Vision, at least, you can definitely tell that the draft that Tribe have put together has really got Vision thinking now, this is not something we probably play against every single day. What do we want to pick to counter this?
And using almost all of their bonus time in that discussion, they do go with the Celeste. The Celeste is a pick that, can work really well against a Saw because he's very immobile. You can get a lot of damage down onto him. But Ringo is actually someone that we've seen historically in competitive play be able to do pretty well against a Celeste. Once you get to the mid to late game, if Ringo can find any kind of flank, if he can get around into a weird position and get onto Celeste, he melts through her health before she has a chance to respawn. So that's definitely something we're going to have to keep our eyes on. Once we get past like the 10-minute mark or so, the 10 to 15-minute mark, you have to keep your eyes on the Ringo's positioning and trying to get onto the backlines and execute that Celeste.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think this is probably going to be a jungle Celeste for Kaz. It's something that all through this league last year, we saw him play and really excel on. And I think Celeste can get bullied pretty heavily by Ringo, specifically this update in the lane. So it makes more sense to go with the Blackfeather. He'll have the Book of Eulogies. He can get himself the barrier with his on point. And then Celeste in the jungle, very, very fast clear speed. She'll accelerate to level 8, which is really where Celeste starts to take off. Now, she does need some items to back that up, but getting the overdrive on that Heliogenesis for the extended range is definitely something that's very useful against a Saw and a Ringo.
Yeah, that's definitely... I mean, both of these teams have ways that they could win this just by looking at the draft and looking at the compositions and if they play perfectly, either side could have a shot. But again, you still have to feel like the favorite is going to be Tribe coming in just because they are the world champions. They are the current top team in all of Vainglory. So that you have to give them
3v3.
Yeah, all of Vainglory 3v3. Well, that's all that exists at the moment. So unless you're on the alpha super private realm right now, but for now, as far as public play is concerned, Tribe are the best team in all of Vainglory, so you got to give them a little bit of an edge in pretty much any matchup they go into.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see, obviously, the meta rotation right now, both of the carries will rotate to the backs, get that ambient golden experience, and get to level 2 so that when this first fight breaks out, they have 2 of their primary abilities ready to go. But we do see Vision Gaming coming over. There's a contest here.
Yeah, there is going to be a bit of a fight. Does go over to the side of Tribe, however. Vision Gaming, they were willing to give it a shot, but they didn't really want to commit to a skirmish there. And so they quickly just rotate on back up. Everyone is going to be pretty much on par, with the exception of T-Tigers, who did get the extra gold and experience from the Elder Treant. And so that's going to be a slight lead for the side of Tribe as they look to put a lot of pressure on, but Max Green getting stunned up, taking a lot of damage from these minions as well. He has to be very, very careful. Obviously, still has the healing flask, but I think he's just going to go ahead and recall back to base for now, heal himself on up, and just rejoin the fight in a few moments.
Yeah, very, very close on Max Green there, but one of the big reasons it's kind of scary to fight this Saw at any point is that Roadie Run specifically, it really functions well at all points of the game because it's based on missing health. So if you get into an extended skirmish down there by that Elder Treant, Saw can obviously come in and either execute that Treant, or if a player, including the captain, is below half health, that Roadie Run really does a lot, even with only one crystal bit.
I have to laugh a little bit because I took a glance over at the Twitch chat and I see Chief Pat in chat saying the winning team gets a new contract. As well, Tribe, they do get themselves first blood here. Shaded Talent, he's going to be in a lot of trouble as all three members of Tribe collapse onto him and take him down. And that's going to be 2 quick kills going the way of Tribe to start this game off. Again, a very solid beginning to this game. 3 minutes in, and they've already got themselves about 1,000 gold lead in their pockets.
Yeah, just like we just got done mentioning, that Roadie Run coming out of Saw was able to basically drop TiVo down to no health at all. And that was sitting on 2 crystal bits as the Saw. From there, with the help of Max Green and the crowd control and slows that he provides, Saw was able to keep the stacks up. He does have a single weapon blade. And at this point in the game, a single weapon blade, if you have a full spun up Saw, it doesn't matter if late game you're going down the crystal path, that Saw can chunk you out, as we saw happen to Shaded Talent there. Beautiful rotation down by Dienzio, helping the team, saving a little bit of time, and it came out perfectly in time for T-Tiger's jungle rotation. He was able to get that Treant down in the middle, and then turn around and clean out his jungle as well, and now they're in the lane again looking for Kaz.
Yeah, Kaz will pop that healing flask to stay alive, but he is under a lot of pressure, and his teammates are not going to be here to help because they're taking out the Elder Treant. So this is a chance for a lot of damage to be done to this turret, as Kaz, he cannot stick around. In fact, he's going to get popped by Dienzio, going very aggressive under the turret. Max Green and T-Tigers spotting out the rest of Vision as they try and rotate up, but now they just turn their attention onto that first turret for a little bit. They get about a little under half of its health taken care of before finally backing away. And so again, strong play coming out from Tribe, just taking advantage of these rotation timings as T-Tigers almost gets taken out by a scout trap.
Yeah, almost. Gonna go ahead and use that healing flask so that he can safely rotate through the rest of his jungle. And one little bit of a downside division here is, yes, Kaz is a pretty fantastic Celeste. As I mentioned, we've seen him in VIS League before. However, because TiVo is playing and it's not PvP Warrior, Kaz is up here in the lane as TiVo is more comfortable in the jungle. And I think that does hinder them a little bit because, again, during this early and mid-game portion, Ringo is very good at bullying out a Celeste who doesn't have a whole lot of crystal power and doesn't have that level 8 range advantage that she gets. And that's what we've seen. It's Dienzio constantly applying pressure in the lane. TiVo's not able to make effective enough rotations through the jungle because, as a melee hero, he's very subject to Max Green's Holy Nova, and he just now hit level 6. So he just now has that Rose offensive.
Yeah, he's going to be able to start dodging around some of these abilities, dodging out the Hellfire Brew if it's targeted on him. Right now, Kaz just has to eat that damage, the burn coming through. Thankfully, the Vanguard blocks a lot of it, but you can see Dienzio already trying to put this heavy pressure onto Kaz, trying to just make him miss CS and force him out of the lane while they just continue to put pressure onto this turret. This is going to be how Tribe wins this game right now because they have so much pressure between the Saw and the Ringo. Once Grace hits level 6, it's going to get that much more difficult. Dienzio nearly falls to a nice Solar Storm, but a great stun is going to keep him alive thanks to Max Green with that one. T-Tigers does find a kill. Shaded Talent trying to get a trade. Nice poor collapse from Kaz will again just kind of force people to back away, but Shaded Talent could be in some trouble here. Gets slowed up by Grace. T-Tigers not going to be in range to help. Scout Trap gonna do a huge chunk of damage to him once again. But he's gonna be A-okay as they start up this treant. Max Green's actually gonna take that for himself while T-Tigers just recalls out to safety.
Yeah, TiVo not quite seeing where Saul was because T-Tigers stopped attacking, wasn't able to find that on point that he was narrowly in range of, and that allowed T-Tigers to get out alive. Therefore, we're sitting right now at a 4-0 lead for the side of Tribe. They're sitting up 2,000 gold, as well as that first turret is not in very healthy condition. The next time Dienzio gets a wave, even one minion underneath that turret, now that he has the Spell Sword and a Lucky Strike complete, it's only going to be a matter of a couple of shots before that goes down. And as he's approaching level 8, we'll likely see an early infusion come out of him pretty soon, too.
And this is Kaz in a world of trouble. Great Hellfire Brew into a Suppressing Fire combo from the side of Tribe to find that kill and the turret. And that's something else I wanted to touch on, is the fact that if they had a 2,000 gold lead without having really taken any objectives, that is purely just on the CS differences that they've been able to accrue, that they had that lead. And now that they took that first turret, it's just going to continue to grow even further.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a lot of them balancing their gold efficiently, too. Obviously, Max Green in the lane as often as he can when he knows T-Tigers is safely rotating to his backs. Crystal Sentry is up. Oh, no.
Kaz is in a world of trouble as they collapse onto him once again. Holy Nova to prevent the Vanguard from Shaded Talent as they secure that kill. TiVo is going to do what he can, but this is just Tribe really kind of taking control of this game. Even though we're still very early on, there is a chance for a comeback, but it is already starting to feel like it's looking pretty grim for the side of Vision Gaming here.
Yeah, Celeste very capable of being a hyper carry in the
Dienzio doesn't even care about this turret.
No!
Dienzio just walked underneath that turret and got a kill, didn't even care. They do get out now. Dienzio, he's still not done though. Fires a Hellfire Brew. That one does not get blocked. It was another Vanguard, but Shaded Talent, he may not be so lucky. He has the Healing Flask in order to stay alive. T-Tigers is gonna nearly fall. A Crucible keeps him on his feet. Tribe, they are playing a dangerous game right now, but they are getting away with it.
Yeah, and the Tyrant's Monocle now.
Yeah, Dienzio's dead.
Yeah.
Wait, no, the slow is not enough. TiVo can't catch him. He's doing everything in his power. He does finally catch up to him for that shutdown and to prevent a perfect game. T-Tigers, he's going to be healing up, trying to do what he can onto Kaz. Kaz is very low. TiVo does get a second kill, but Kaz falls in the process. Now with the minion underneath the turret, they want to try and take one of these objectives from themselves, but the minions are now gone. And so TiVo, he's going to be taking a bit of damage. They have to get this wave pushed in before they can get any more damage, so they have to back out.
Yeah, beautiful execution there by Max Green, and T-Tigers able to find that one kill onto Celeste with the last breath he had. Probably saved the turret, in all honesty, as low as it is. But then to follow that play up, Max Green immediately turns his attention onto the minions, clears out the few that are underneath the turret's aggro range, causing the barrier to come back, and then with beautiful decision, full health, rotates up further in the lane, catches the aggro of the incoming minions, saves the turret, and saves Tribe from Vision getting that 600 gold boost that they would have got by taking down that first objective.
And Tribe, like I said, they were playing a very dangerous game by staying up that far. It didn't really cost them too much. Well, it's another Hellfire Brew. Dienzio, Kaz is starting to do a lot of damage. T-Tigers, he's going to get caught up there. They trade 1 for 1, though, but now TiVo, how much work can he do? It actually doesn't stick onto Dienzio. He kind of got a little bit of cold feet there, it felt like, because you got to feel like when you are a Black Feather, you have an advantage going up against this Ringo. Of course, jungle versus lane matchup means that the Ringo does have a few more items, and so TiVo really did not want to push that issue any further, but Dienzio, he is not done. He's coming on in, tries to steal away the Treant, doesn't grab it, and so they are just going to be backing off for now, you'd think, because Shaded Talent, so much damage being done by Dienzio with just the Spell Sword and the Tyrant's Monocle to his name for offensive items, along with the infusion. So he's still just able to chunk targets down.
Yeah, absolutely. And, specifically, as you mentioned, TiVo not able to stick onto Dienzio. Dienzio's doing too much damage because we have to look at that gold difference between the lane and the jungle. Blackfeather, huge counter towards the Ringo, but because he's in the jungle, he doesn't have the gold to compete with where Dienzio is in his build. Dienzio is sitting on 2 tier 3 offensive items and a tier 3 defense. Tivo just now completed his tier 3 defense, but is only sitting on a Sorrow Blade. He doesn't have that Poison Shiv to counter out any of the healing that Max Green can offer, as well as he doesn't have an Atlas Pauldron to slow down the barrage of bullets that come out of this Ringo when he uses his Twirling Silver. You know, that's one nice thing about the Ringo. It is a weapon power hero that you don't necessarily have to build attack speed on early on in the game, because he has some attack speed naturally, and that Solar Storm going to go a little bit wide. I think Kaz is kicking himself for that one.
Yeah, definitely wanted to have that be a little bit more accurate. It wouldn't have stolen the gold miner, but it may have at least dissuaded the side of the Tribe from going for it. Meanwhile, they just chase on up. Shaded Talent nearly falls, manages to get himself out of harm's way. Tivo is the target. We've already seen Dienzio just ignore these turrets before, but this time he's not going to commit that heavily to this turret, although Kaz shows up and he's gonna get focused down. Dienzio blocking out the core collapse, getting the heal from Max Green, and that's just the pressure that Tribe is able to put on. You see, as soon as someone gets to the lane, they're immediately brought down to about half health, and it allows the rest of the team to stick around and look for pressure on the turret. Gauntlet goes down. Solar Storm only going to clip Max Green, but the minions have been cleared out. They will be able to force Tribe back a little bit of distance because T-Tigers is pretty low.
Yeah, Dienzio almost sitting on the gold that he needs to complete his second monocle. If he does go the Tornado Trigger route, he has the gold ready to go for that. As far ahead as Tribe are right now, I say you just go for the heavy damage. You're already, with just a couple attacks, almost able to bring down anybody on the side of Vision. So, you know, that just a little bit of additional weapon power and crit, you know, that could be the difference in someone living and dying. You know, that could be the difference in you pushing an objective or not. And again, Ringo has that natural attack speed, so with a Twirling Silver, with a weapon infusion that's going to likely be his next purchase once he gets 500 gold, this Ringo build is incredibly scary for all members of the side of Vision right now. The only armor built is on Tivo, and it's only that tier 1 light armor, which is very, very minuscule to the massive amount of damage that Dienzio does.
Yeah, it's not really going to be reducing anywhere near enough damage. Shaded Talent did finish off his Echo and grab a light armor for himself. You got to figure he's going to look to go into an Atlas as well, but this is a game that Vision Gaming, they really need to stall it out. They've done a good job of stalling it thus far, not really losing much else in far as objectives go. You know, they haven't given up too much damage on their tier 2 turret after falling very far behind early on. They are still down by over 5,000 gold here at the 14-minute mark, but this is a game that it could have been much worse if they were not playing this defense properly.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, realistically, looking at the builds where they are now, the side of Vision realistically needs like another 8,000 gold before they can like convincingly win a fight with perfect execution. As we see, Tivo already forced out here. That barrier from his on point basically does nothing. It blocks out like a quarter of one of Dienzio's attacks. It's really all coming down to Kaz here and his zoning potential with the Heliogenesis. Solar Storm's out. This is looking rough.
Oh, that's a gauntlet getting thrown by Shaded Talent. Doesn't quite get a stun, but it keeps Dienzio out of the fight. Max Green will heal up T-Tigers. Second gauntlet comes down. T-Tigers has dropped. Vision Gaming, they are all still alive. Kaz is very low, but so is Tivo, and they have to back away. They couldn't get the kill into Dienzio, but they did find T-Tigers. Shaded Talent, he's going to be sacrificing himself here. And you see, he just tries to run as far away as he can to help keep this turret alive so that Kaz and Tivo can return to defend it. But that was, again, a pretty good fight. These gauntlets from Shaded Talent, we saw yesterday, he had some amazing gauntlets throughout the day, throughout the semifinal matchup. He knows how to place them in a way so that even if he doesn't necessarily get a stun, it will usually at least split the team and prevent one or two of the members from being able to contribute the way that they want to. That's exactly what they did there. They split Dienzio up, didn't allow him to contribute while they took down T-Tigers. Now the Kraken's being captured, but they have all three members up, looking to just harass for now. The Kraken's not going down terribly quickly. Hellfire Brood does come out, will get vanguarded, but Kaz is still going to be burning. Maxarine, oh, doesn't quite get hit by that Solar Storm, but Kraken's doing a lot of work. This is a big opportunity for Vision. They focus on T-Tigers. He gets the healing. Dienzio charging in, but he gets stunned. They're going to be able to try and get some more damage on him, but they can't quite follow up. Kraken is still aggroed and is still pretty close. I don't know if they're going to let it fully reset. They are. Okay, so everyone should be able to back away. And again, you got to figure that's a win for Vision Gaming to be able to get out, get the Kraken stopped without losing anyone. Oh, great Gauntlet prevents T-Tigers from getting the roadie run as they find the kill. Maxarine gets stunned again. Vision Gaming starting to turn this around.
Yeah, that was a really bad decision by the side of Tribe to actually start up that Kraken. Maxarine was dangerously low. Dienzio was trying to use his damage while Shaded Talent was not with the team to force Tivo and Kaz back. He wasn't able to find the damage he wanted because, again, Celeste's range at this point makes it very easy to zone out a target like Ringo, even though he does have the tier 3 shield against the Celeste. You know, coming up on, you know, full 3 items here from Kaz, this Celeste really doesn't care about shield too much. And, you know, off the back of that, because Tribe was forced out so early, and there was really nothing that Tribe could do to recontest with T-Tigers being down, Maxarine being low on health.
Very split fight here, though. Kaz is on one side while Tivo's on the other, but Kaz takes down T-Tigers. Tivo trying to run away from Dienzio, but this is doing good. This is pulling them away from the Kraken. Dienzio's going to get re-engaged on. Tivo feeling confident, but he's going to go very low. Might even fall here, but Dienzio, he has other plans. He goes after Shaded Talent. At the same time, though, Kaz, he's just pushing with this Kraken, getting as much work done as he can. Shaded Talent, a great gauntlet, but he doesn't get the stun onto Dienzio. Second gauntlet over the next wall just to buy himself time, preventing the members of Tribe from being able to recall as Kaz gets that Kraken pushed into the Bane Crystal turrets, only backing out when T-Tigers was respawning. This is phenomenal play coming out from Vision Gaming of just objective control, knowing when to push, when to back off, splitting focus, and things of that nature. They are doing such a good job when things go chaotic.
Yeah, absolutely. And if Shaded Talent wasn't the player to watch for this game, he definitely is showing that he should have been. The gauntlets have just been so perfect. We're at that point now with an Atlas Pauldron complete on Shaded Talent. This is where they can actually take, or potentially take, a true full-on health team fight. They have the utility that they need at this point, where if they can land that Atlas onto Dienzio, his damage output is going to be substantially decreased because he does not have any additional attack speed. They're essentially going to cancel out that Twirling Silver and then some. So definitely going to be important for Shaded Talent into the next fight to actually land that. But Vision Gaming, they've been making really, really smart engages and, you know, finding, you know, okay, Tribe, you know, they've just made this mistake. We can capitalize on it.
Kaz could be in trouble, but a gauntlet's going to keep him alive. T-Tigers gets stunned by it. He's able to get out to safety. Core Collapse does get blocked. Solar Storm is going to go wide. That's not an ideal situation. Vision Gaming, they do force Tribe back. Tribe did have to use an ultimate from Grace in order to stay alive, and the Echo was also popped. So Maxarine still has an ultimate, but doesn't have that Echo for quite some time, whereas Shaded Talent, he doesn't have a gauntlet, but he's going to have the Echo available in a couple of seconds. So it'll be interesting to see how they decide to play around these cooldowns. What's most important, though, is Kaz and Dienzio. Those two you have to keep your eyes on, because if Dienzio gets onto Kaz unrestricted, Kaz will melt.
Yeah, and Dienzio, he was, or T-Tigers and Dienzio, they are a beautiful target for this Grace to use that Divine Intervention because of the amount of damage that the side of Vision do have. You can obviously use that Divine Intervention to cut down some of that incoming damage while providing that burst heal. But we also have to look, because Shaded Talent only has his Fountain for the heal. So in that last engage, you mentioned that the Divine Intervention was used. The Fountain wasn't. So if Vision would have overcommitted to that fight, then it very likely would have been Tribe turning things around, but they played it safe.
Oh, Dienzio, he's getting collapsed on. It's a 3-on-2, but they can't quite stop Dienzio. They can't get that stun. And now T-Tigers has gotten here. Solar Storm just melts through T-Tigers. Shaded Talent, though, he eats that Hellfire Brew. He's going to be picking down a little bit. Some good damage onto Maxarine. They hold that gauntlet up for a very long time, but now Kaz He gets focused. There's another gauntlet to keep him alive, just keeping everyone away from Kaz. That is Shaded Talent's only goal here, and he's doing a great job of it. Another Solar Storm. That one goes through Dienzio, but doesn't get a kill. T-Tigers is on the hunt. Kaz, he gets caught. He is going to drop. Tivo is going to be making his way back out from the base, but I just don't know if he's going to be able to do enough. You see the Crystal Sentry trying to slow everyone. Tivo, sorry, gets the kill on the T-Tigers. I think that's all he's going to be able to get, though. Dienzio and Max Green, they're low, but Tivo does not want to risk giving them the ace.
Yeah, Tivo does finally have an Atlas Pauldron. Here we go,
he's
though.
in
Dienzio.
trouble, though. Dienzio is just melting through him. Tivo, I feel like you have to go aggressive there, but with the Divine Intervention, Dienzio wins that fight, and an ace for Tribe at a very crucial time in this game. 21, almost 22 minutes in, they can start up this Kraken.
Yeah, and Dienzio is
They're not going to take the Kraken before Kaz respawns, though.
Yeah.
Chance for that steal. I don't know if he's going to throw it immediately, though. You got to see. You have to figure they're going for it. Kaz, throw the ult.
Oh, man,
he's not going to throw
late.
it. He's not going to throw it. Yeah. Oh, sad days. You got to at least take that chance. I feel like that's a missed opportunity because you have to assume that they're going for it. It's such a low cooldown ultimate, especially this late in the game. I think you have to just throw that out there, but they don't take the chance. Kraken does get secured by Tribe and will be marching towards the Vision base. But after the way this game started, Domine, this has turned into a dramatically different game than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's very, very close, and a lot of that has to do with, again, just the fact that Vision has made it late enough into this game to actually pick up some of the things that they need to actually win this one out. We now have 2 Atlas problems complete. However, we don't have a lot of damage on this Blackfeather. We have a Sorrow Blade and what looks to be eventually a Tornado Trigger. Kaz is really the sole damage source here for the team, realistically, and he's done such a great job on focusing T-Tigers and forcing T-Tigers out of the fight, even killing him in several of these fights before he's able to have any effect on the team. And quite often when Max Green is just a hair out of reach for his help, the Divine Intervention a couple times has just been a couple steps out of place due to some fantastic gauntlet placement coming out of Shaded Talent. And Vision, they are really putting up a fantastic fight here.
And this next team fight could very well decide the game because we are late enough now that the death timer is going to be very, very long. The Kraken got that choke point turret. This is Kaz and Dienzio taking a lot of damage. Tivo goes in deep. They do get out one of the Divine Interventions from Max Green. Tivo has to use a Rose Offensive to get out to safety. Solar Storm goes through, mostly hits Max Green, who's able to soak up a lot of that damage thanks to the Holy Shield. It looks like it will just be, for the most part, a reset here. No gauntlets were used for Shaded Talent, so he still has Gauntlet and Echo available. But he did use his Fountain. His only option for healing has been used, whereas Max Green still has a Fountain and still has an ultimate.
Yeah, still has that Divine Intervention with a Shatter Glass as well. It's going to reduce even more of that incoming damage while it's being used onto one of his allies, as well as provide a massive burst heal. And when you pair it with that Crystal Infusion, you're getting even a little bit more heal. And as well, you're getting a lower cooldown, which is so essential to how this Grace needs to play these fights. But as we get into this game now, Kaz, he's full build, level 12 Infusion, and that is a scary point for this Celeste to be on, because now he's going to start to heal as he dishes out that damage as well. And we already have seen what he's able to do to T-Tigers as soon as that suppressing fire gets dropped.
And they're just trying to get some gold onto Tivo. He needs to re-up his infusion as it's about to run out, but he does not have the gold to do so. This is a very risky situation that Vision Gaming are currently in. They do get the infusion, so they do have themselves ready to fight. Kaz is going to eat that Hellfire Brew again. Throws out a Core Collapse just to delay the engagement. Dienzio is getting so much damage on the Kaz, though. Fountain comes through. There's a Solar Storm onto T-Tigers, but it's not getting the damage they need. A nice block by Dienzio will keep him from getting stunned on the Core Collapse. Gauntlet was used, but Shaded Talent did not use the Echo. This could actually be very bad. Kaz is down. Shaded Talent, he's going to fall as well. And this is going to be the game with minions already pushing in. Tivo is not going to be able to do enough on his own to stop this, you don't figure. And this should be Tribe able to close this one out because they have a long time before Kaz and Shaded Talent are back up in these turrets. They just get obliterated. So Tribe Vision Gaming, they put up one hell of a fight here, but Tribe do hold on and get themselves a victory in the end at just about 26 minutes into this one.
Yeah, the last few seconds of that game, Kaz made a choice that ended up bringing this one home for Tribe. Turned around, thought he could get the stun onto T-Tigers before the roadie run landed. Wasn't quite in time. He took a big 800 damage spike, and from there, Dienzio with the boots proc was able to come in, get those last couple hits. Shaded Talent, who also turned around to try to save Kaz, paid his life for that choice. And in the end, if you make a mistake against Tribe, these guys are going to punish you for it at every step of the way. And unfortunately, this late in the game, that last mistake was all that